Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Q&A, episode 10. This is a series where you can ask an author pretty much anything. Today we're actually doing a continuation of a post I did last week. The question I had was, what was the number one piece of advice I could give aspiring writers? And for me, that is, it is never too early to start getting followers on all sorts of platforms. Well, building a platform, developing your followers, subscribers, etc., so on. Today in particular, we're going to talk about newsletters. So, starting off, why do you need a newsletter? Well, it's a great way to collect all your readers together and keep them informed on your upcoming works, where you are in the process, let them know who you are, get them excited about what's coming around the corner so they can be ready to buy when you do release a book. If you have books already released, you can even remind them periodically and say, hey, if you haven't read one of my earlier series, check them out here. It's, like I said, it's a great way for readers to get a sneak peek at the life of an author. So there's a lot of things you can do and utilize a newsletter, but it's, I think, a very essential means to communicate with readers and keep them in the know. So there are plenty of platforms out there that you can use that are supposed to be fairly easily handleable, easy to learn on how to design your own newsletter. Some of the biggest ones are MailChimp or MailerLite. I utilize MailerLite myself. When you're at the point of shopping around trying to decide which platform to use, check out their perks. I mean, they can offer different kind of analytics, different integrations. They can link a lot often to your website. So check all their features, check how it feels, look at the pricing. Some of them start off having a fee, others are free up to a certain level or number of subscribers, let's say 1,000, and then beyond that there are different brackets, and you reach 10,000 subscribers, you pay, you move up to that next fee bracket. But look around, figure out what you like. Now, I guess the question then is, once you have a newsletter kind of designed and you're ready to start telling the world about your books and who you are, the question would be, how do you get subscribers? There are a number of ways. First and foremost, the key word is a reader's magnet. Now, a reader's magnet is a landing page. It is designed where you have a link. It sends you to this page, and it says, hey, if you sign up and give me, and depending on your reader's magnet, you can ask for more information, but at minimum your email. Sometimes you can get your name and other content, but at minimum it's your email. In return, you get this. So consider when you're making these reader's magnets to have something ready to give to them, be it a short story, a novella. If you are a prolific writer and you have a number of works out, some people even give full-length books out. I only have, I'm not there yet, so I give out short stories. Or you could even do samples pieces as well. I don't want to forget that. I have a few sample reader's magnets out there. But again, these are places where you get someone to sign up, and then their information is funneled directly to your newsletter, and so voila, you have some subscribers. And they're already excited because now they get a little taste of your work. So that's kind of neat. Other ways you can build your newsletter list is participating in different events and cross-promotion with other authors. As I kind of mentioned last week, there is something called author takeover events on Facebook, where an author opens up their page and you get your time slot, and on that time slot you can do giveaways and talk about your stuff. So if you have a newsletter, it's a great way to say, hey, here's my link to the newsletter, sign up. You can offer your reader's magnet saying, hey, if you sign up for my newsletter, you get this cool short story or what have you. And so that's another way to attract readers. And just to make sure you have your information about your newsletter readily available. If you have a website, make sure you have it on there so they can find. Facebook, you could put it on there. Again, just make sure to let people know you have one, and so they can find it easily. Now, the next thing I guess I want to mention quickly is, once you have people signing up to your newsletter, how do you keep them? or why would they even want to stay with your newsletter? There are always going to be some freebie people, so giving away a short story, you'll have someone that will subscribe and then pretty much right away leave because they got what they wanted out of it. But keep in mind, there are a lot of people who are truly interested in you and your work. So utilize your newsletter accordingly. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about yourself and, share some of your interests or what's happened since the last time you released a newsletter. You can give away, again, if there are a lot of giveaways, and again, cross promotion is great. A lot of giveaways you can do. You can post book bundles and say, hey, this set of books is all found on KU. Are you a KU reader? If so, check these out. So giving them little fun things gets them excited. Again, going back to one big thing is to give your subscribers freebies of your own work. So snippets of your own work, get them really interested in your type of writing and get them hooked, because then they're less likely to leave. So for me, I again work with short stories. I always let them know, hey, these short stories are exclusive to my newsletter subscribers, and I'm always going to try to continuously create a new one and get you one here and there. So if you stay with me, you get some cool stuff that no one else does. So they get perks. Remind them that. But it is an essential platform for you to be able to communicate with people about your books, about your sales, about, works when they're on discount. And hopefully you can get some income and get some people who are happy to talk about your work going forward. And the last thing I want to talk about before I end today is how often should you release your newsletter? Well, that's really up to you. I've seen a lot of people do it monthly or bi-monthly. Some people do it weekly. Even authors who have huge followings, they may even subdivide their subscribers into smaller groupings and then release a newsletter each day, but one may be just on young adult fantasy, one may be on paranormal romance, etc., and so on. So it's really up to you how often you want to release. If you do release less than once a month, do keep in mind people might forget who you are, especially if they're new to you, and then they may put your stuff in spam or leave because they don't remember who you are. So keep it kind of regular and consistent, whatever you choose your consistency. Okay, so that's all I have today. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments or message me on my social media. And until next time, Skål.